too many chops, not impeccable time.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
This guy's so geeky. You know how many things that this guy knows that I don't?
The coolest bass solo in the history of music.
So we are here today to celebrate the ultimate queen of the bass, Mrs. Carol Kaye. We're going to be celebrating her bass lines, her bass playing, and we might have a few things up our sleeve that you've never seen or heard before. Let's go. What an iconic intro.
Yes.
And then it moves down. Oh! And then...
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
It's almost like an old school blues guitar thing, right?
Yeah.
The 5 to 6 thing.
And it's a stretch, dude. Check it out.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Here we go. Oh. Come on. It's incredible. Brian Wilson, actually, when I went down this, he was playing bass.
Oh, wow.
So there's like a bunch of clips of them singing, and they're with Hal, the drummer, in the room, and there's like Brian Wilson on the bass with a plectrum. So he's obviously working out the lines and showing them what to play, and then Carol's going and playing the lines. Rocking back and forth, but it's a real stinker to play because of the stretch, and you might be thinking, why not play like that? Why not do that? Because it's so much easier than doing that. But we've got a great clip of Carol Kaye telling you exactly why she did that. Check this out.
California Girls is another one I did with Brian. See, I'm doing this. If I did that, see the difference in the sound, you know? And you do it with the right technique.
Check this out.
Thumb pivot.
Ooh, sneaky.
So check it out. That thumb pivot is also, other people have talked about this sort of like rotating back and forth. And you can see that Carol's got like pretty small hands as well. And I've got big ass hands, and it's still a stretch for me to do that, right? It's just incredible to see her actually play and then hear why she made that choice as well. She made it more uncomfortable to get the sound that she was after. What a freaking genius.
I love it.
And listen, guys, if you want the tab and notation, we've done all of the tab and notation as always because we freaking got you. All of the tab and notation is free down below. Just click the link and you'll be able to get it there. And while you're down there, we've also just this week released a brand new bassline creation workshop. This is, again, completely free. And what we're trying to do with this bassline creation workshop is really demystify the process of bassline creation, because it can be tricky, especially when you're getting into it, especially if you need to come up with your own groove or your own bassline. It's really important that you know how to do that. It's a completely systematic approach of how to get into creating your own basslines and grooves. So with that said, if you want to grab it, again, it's totally free. BasslineCreationWorkshop.com. Links in the description down below. Now, shall I give you the quick lowdown? The lowdown of Carol, just in case you wanted to know some nitty-gritty details, Mr.
I'm ready for the lowdown.
Check this out. So, Carol Kaye was born in 1935. Her mum and dad were both pro musicians. She was playing professionally by the age of 14.
Come on.
And teaching by the age of 14, but on guitar. So she wasn't a bass player first and foremost. She was actually a guitar player, and again, playing professionally by the age of 14 around the jazz clubs of LA. By the time she was 15, check it out, she was married. By the time she was 16, she had a kid. Yeah, like wild, right? But by her early 20s, she was already divorced, a single mom, and then in her early 20s as well, that's when she transitioned to playing in the studios, where she became a full-time studio musician. But it was actually only in 1963 that she transitioned to bass. She was playing guitar before that. And you know what her first hit was?
Tell me.
First big hit was this. Oh yeah! Woo!
Now, on bass?
No, she's playing guitar on this.
What a tune, man.
Like, I don't know. Is Carol Kaye playing? Is this Carol on the intro? I would love
I don't
to
know.
Yeah. Well, she was on that session, 23 years old, when she played that on guitar. Yeah. In 1958. In 1963, she transitioned to bass only because the bass player didn't turn up to the session.
Classic story, right? It's a tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time. Anyway, Mr. Allison, you got another tune for us?
I sure do. Okay, so in 1966, she plays on Nancy Sinatra's These Boots Are Made for Walkin', and there's 2 bass players on this session. Carol is on the electric Fender bass, and then there is Chuck Berghofer on upright, who actually does the descending fretless gliss. Oh,
no way. Oh,
yes. I always thought that was guitar, like maybe with a tuning peg.
Yeah.
Like, like using the tuning peg. It is upright bass, and you can hear them if you're wearing headphones or have it on a stereo. You can hear it spread left and right. We've got Chuck on upright on the left. We've got Carol on the right. Check it out. So right out of the gate, you hear Chuck falling on that upright on the left. Then Carol enters on the right. And then they play together.
You keep saying you got
right? And she's just
for me.
low E's with a pick. Yeah.
Something you call love, but confess.
Right? And then check it out. The coolest part is this chorus part.
These boots are made for walking.
Chromaticism.
And that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk
Chuck on the left.
over you.
It's such a hook. And then Carol on the right. And then Carol grabs this
Are you
horn
ready,
part.
Boots?
Check this out.
Start walking.
It's so cool.
Yeah, great video as well. I love them old 60s videos. They're freaking
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Floating.
And then
That key change is so good.
so good. This one. Dude, I love the Beach Boys.
It's so cool. Brian Wilson, man.
Yeah, shout out to Brian Wilson. It's worth saying as well that obviously just before we mentioned that Carol is the queen of the chord tone and the queen of the bass line, but she did not write a lot of the Beach Boys bass lines. They were written by Brian Wilson, and she's famously been interviewed before saying, well, I would have never played some of these lines that Brian came up with, but god damn, I love the Beach Boys.
Oh, yeah. So as we run down these bass lines, you're going to see and hear that Carol Kaye is an incredible bassist, not just in terms of executing other people's lines, but in crafting her own, right? She has all these attributes that make her an unbelievable pro.
Yeah, like we've talked about the term full stack bassist before, and I think that Carol is kind of like an incredible example of that full stack bassist.
Yes.
She's got like impeccable time, deep theory knowledge, bassline creation is locked in. She's great over multiple styles. She's the ultimate pro. She doesn't freaking mess things up because she's being too fancy and not serving the song. Like she's that full stack bassist, whereas like I used to be the opposite of that, right?
I think we all did, you know?
Too many chops, not impeccable time, didn't really understand bassline creation. So all that to say that I think that Carol is a great example of what we love to refer to as a full stack bassist.
And you know, another great example of Carol playing with the Beach Boys, being a full stack bassist, is Sloop John B, right? 1966. It was an old folk tune, but the Kingston Trio actually did it in 58, made it famous. That influences the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, and Carol plays this incredible bass line. Check it out. You ready to hoist this sail, Scott Devine?
I'm hoisting. What a vibe, though. I love this bass line.
I mean, and that is deceptively tricky.
Yeah.
Like, that is not an easy bass line. It sounds so simple, right? But it is not.
And if anybody wants to follow along, tab and notation is down below.
Yeah, so we have just essentially this like Motown device, right? That's what I think of this as like playing the root.
And you're tuned down half a step, right?
Yes, I'm down half a step. I mean, that's tricky right there, right? I think to accommodate the horns, they drop this thing down to E flat.
Damn horn players.
I'm actually using an HX preset called Drop Tune that takes my bass down a half step. But to see that in a closed position, it's just this box, right? A, and then the 5th, the 6th, the 1, the 2.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing.
Hey, dude. Do you know where else we talk about boxes? Just like
Where
that.
else?
Maybe in the Bassline Creation Workshop that we've given away today for free.
Well segued, good sir.
Just saying.
Nice.
Hey, but in all seriousness, this is a great example of bassline creation, and it doesn't need to be complex. It can be easy. There is a simple approach to it, and it is really important that bass players like you and I and Ian have this shit down. So if you want to grab it, just go to basslinecreationworkshop.com. You can get instant access to that Bassline Creation Workshop today for free, and we've also put the link in the description down below. Now, next up, we're going to jump into this Sonny and Cher track, The Beat Goes On. It was 1967, and after that, we're going to be talking about Carol's tone and the 4 things that you're going to need to nail it. What's really interesting about this is the feel, dude. Check it out.
Yes.
That's sneaky.
It's so sneaky. Yeah, like her rhythm on the 7, on the flat 7.
The whole thing, like, dude, what a vibe!
It's
like that sound as well. And we are going to talk about sound in just a second, right? But first of all, let's talk about this bass line, because it wasn't going to start like this. This was Carol's idea, wasn't it? In fact, you've got a clip to share, and she talks about what the original was and where it ended up. Check this out.
Sonny and Cher had this tune, and it was a 1-chord tune. And here's what the bass player was playing. Now, at the time, I was playing a Dano bass guitar, which is not a bass. I mean, it's like a guitar, but with a lot of click. You know, that kind of... I can't do it on the Fender, but anyway. And the beat goes on.
that was the original line.
Goes on. I thought, uh-oh, 1 chord, man, and we're in trouble here.
1 chord, man.
The piano player tried to play something, and other people tried a few little licks, and the 3rd lick I tried to play, invent, was a key of F. You know.
Oh, I love that she hears that and drops it.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So he gave that to the Fender bass player, and you hear me play it with the click bass, the Dano bass guitar with him.
I mean, hold on a minute. There's so much going on here. She's using all these terms. She's talking about Fender bass, click bass, Dano bass.
What are all of these basses, Alison? And why is she calling an Ibanez a Fender bass? Riddle me that.
Great.
Riddle me it.
Yeah, so I think she's referring to this thing that happened in the early 50s when the Fender bass first showed up. It wasn't referred to at first as the electric bass. I mean, it was an electric bass, but it was referred to as the Fender bass, which essentially denoted like a solid body electric bass. So think of brands that have had that same kind of thing. Like here in the States, Kleenex, right? Refers to a piece of tissue paper. Or like down south, Coke is referred to as just a generic term for soda. In the beginning, Fender bass just meant blanket term electric bass. And I love how she still uses that to this day.
Yeah, she like
even
glances down at the bass and she says like the Fender bass. Yeah.
It's so good. And then, man, she mentions another bass, okay? She mentions this other thing.
You haven't got one, have you?
Well, I don't, but she talks about the Dano bass.
Oh, is it
which
like
is a bass 6.
Yeah.
So we'll throw a picture up on the screen too of an original Dano bass. But Dan Electro made them and Fender made them too. And this looks like a big guitar, and essentially it is. It's a guitar that's tuned down an octave, right? And when she talks about the click bass, what she's referring to is this sound you can get when you play it with a pick,
Oh my God, that's the sound, dude.
It's so different than like a Fender bass, than a classic P bass.
And that
right?
was used a lot on the Beach Boys stuff as well. If you listen to the Beach Boys, I've been listening to a lot of Beach Boys the last few days because I've been learning these bass lines. You will find there's an electric bass on there, there's a click bass on there, or the bass 6, and there's also an upright on there. And sometimes it's hard to figure out which bass is doing which line.
Right.
Super interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool to use the different components to get the sounds, right? You have classic Fender bass, like a P bass, giving like a big bottom. And then you can even use the bridge pickup on the click bass, Dano bass, bass 6 to get this kind of,
Oh,
that's bridge pickup, right? And by itself, it doesn't sound much like a bass, right? But if you put that with an upright or a P bass playing the big fat notes, it just makes this monster bass part sound.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. In terms of sound as well, I alluded to the 4 things that you need to have to get the Carol Kaye sound. Mr. Allison, what would they be?
I think number 1, and the elephant in the room, is that she is a pick player. She is almost exclusively, I don't know of any time that she didn't play with a pick, because she came up as a guitar player, right? And this was just the instrument she used to play the string. But she used, I think, a big, thick, immovable pick that just got a big sound on flat wound strings. So that's number 2, flat wound strings.
Yeah, flats and a pick, yeah. Can I just play you a clip as well that I think you can really hear how heavy that pick is? Check this out. So this is off Carol's solo album. It's called Boogaloo. It's got Joe Pass, Ray Brown, Joe Sample. It's got some players on there, but check out the vibe and the sound.
Cool.
You could just hear the pick, right?
Badass. Oh, Carol Kaye. Dude, I've never heard this before.
Oh, it's cool, isn't it?
This is so badass.
Anyhow, you can
great.
hear how hard that pick is. Like it's a real thick pick, or at least it sounds like that to me. So we've got the pick, we've got flat wounds. I would also say that I've got sponge, obviously. Carol doesn't use sponge. She used felt, and you'll have seen it on the clips that we've been sharing today. Felt on top, and then a bit of masking tape holding that thing on top. And then also, I think that the final thing is she's, at least from what I can see, she always has like a P-bass style instrument. So it looks like, when I've been looking at all of the pictures, yes, she plays like back in the day P-bass, and then you'll see with other basses, but they always seem to have like a P-bass pickup on them. So I'm going to say P-bass kind of vibe.
And also, it just has to be said that she also played a good bit of bass 6. So hers was a Dan Electro, and that's coming up too in some Glen Campbell. I can't freaking wait to talk about Glen Campbell and Carol Kaye.
Oh, so good. But before we get there, let's jump into Mission Impossible.
I mean, obviously, right? Classic line.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff playing that. So it's that really cool approach of like a unison line making the ostinato happen, right? So it's not just bass that's playing that, and it's not played down low. I mean, I think we have an example of her playing that on a Fender bass, right? And she's playing it down here. Oh, listen, she's got that subtle swing too. Look at her hand is always going.
Yeah.
And this is the only one I had to really palm mute to get the treble out.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So you can hear that. Yeah.
So you can take your palm, obviously, right? And put it right back by the bridge in place of that foam to make it happen. But I don't hear her in that register on that original recording, man. She's up here.
Yeah. And you mentioned something super geeky about this bass line. Please share.
Well, it's Morse code for MI. So Mission Impossible, MI, Morse code is long, long, short, short, long, long,
That is
short, short.
so cool.
It is so cool. That was the inspiration, and it put it in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, right? Bump, 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 5, 1. It's so cool. Yes, sir. Oh, it's so cool. So odd how it gets in. Multiple basses doing things. Scott Devine singing.
Up a tone.
And this ostinato that moves up.
Here we go again.
Back to the top of the verse thing. Okay, so you have two things, really. You have like the verse part and that chorus part. Show us how it's done.
That intro, the verse part is
chord tone city, right? Starting from the 5.
Yeah, exactly, right? On the E flat minor.
Yes.
Tab and notation
Walking.
down below.
Yeah.
You know, but he's just going down there, and it sounds great. When he gets down to the...
That bass line is so cool.
It's so cool. It is the genius of Brian Wilson freaking just coming up and orchestrating this impeccable song. The end.
But not the end, because we have to talk about Glen Campbell. This is maybe my favorite song. You might be right about that. It's unbelievable, right? So Carol and Glen are in the Wrecking Crew together. They're on all these sessions together. And then Glen Campbell becomes a star, hires Carol to play on Wichita Lineman, and she comes up with this incredible intro line that drops into the top of the tune on her Dano Bass 6. And then for the solo of this Jimmy Webb tune that wasn't finished, verse 3 hadn't been written.
Oh, look at you with all of the details. Come on, I love you.
Glen Campbell was like, Carol, can I borrow the Dano bass and play a solo where verse 3 would go? And he wrote the coolest bass solo in the history of music. Oh, that's Carol right at the top. She does it again here.
Oh,
that line is so cool.
I am a lineman for the county.
Ooh, yes, you are, Glenn.
And I drive.
And check it out, Scott. He's got his Fiesta Red Bass 6 on this TV performance. But as I said, he had borrowed Carol Kaye's Dano bass for the record. But on this live TV performance, he actually plays the solo. But before we get to the solo, we got to just check out that intro lick that Carol plays, right?
Because it goes back, you don't know. Right?
I know.
Ian and I were just talking about, you don't know how cool it is. What I said to Ian just off camera was like, I would have played something pants. I would have done something like, or...
Yes, pentatonic. That's what I would have done, right? If someone said, hey, do a bass fill coming into this tune, I would have played... right? Something like that. But she doesn't. So the song's in F, and she plays... Right? So from the sus, right? From the 4 to the 3rd. Right? So B flat A, F. So like outlining that triad, and then right, going down to the 6 to the 5 to the 1.
It's like a pentatonic, but with that sus in there.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, solo dude. Are you prepped?
Let's hear Glen take it. Then I'll show you.
Now, this wasn't obviously Carol Kaye, but it was Carol Kaye's Dano bass on the original.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, like,
Yeah.
And Ian's going to lose sleep if we don't just do a little hat tip towards this solo.
Yeah, so check it out. Get a vibrato, turn it up fast, and play this.
So
it sounds to me like he's using that bridge pickup. He also has flats on that bass. It's like, what a sound. Thanks for letting me play that. I think that's the coolest bass solo ever. Yeah, we know it's not Carol Kaye, but it was Carol Kaye's bass. It's also going to be in the tab and notation down below if you want to check out that solo. Come on, Scott Devine.
Now listen, I'm not playing it note for note, but I'm getting the right vibe though. That's the thing. Like, and what was interesting about this is super close to Jameson. Like, it's of all of the bass lines, I was like, oh, that's really close to that Jameson vibe, but it's definitely got something slightly different. And I think it's because she's playing with the pick. So check it out.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make an ass out of myself right now, but I don't know who this is.
Dude, it's Joe Cocker.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Joe Cocker. I didn't even know this song, to be honest,
You
but
didn't know?
God damn, it's good. It's really good,
beautiful.
isn't it? And you know, and when she's doing this, this thing here, you've got, it can't be downstrokes. It needs to be, you know.
That engine.
It's that thing, you know, you got to get the alternate picking up and down. And to me, it sounds like she's doing a bit of palm mute in there as well. Sounds so good.
Man.
So good.
That's great.
Yeah. Now, to take us out, I wanted to put one of my wife's. This is for you, Lisa, if you're watching. Hopefully, maybe this is the only video she'll ever watch, but this is, listen. This is for you, Lisa.
Oh,
this is one of Lisa's favorite all-time tunes. She absolutely loves Barbra Streisand. This is The Way We Were.
Oh, man. Are you going to make me play this now?
This is it.
I'm doing it for you, Lisa.
Dude, don't mess this up.
Listen to her into this B section.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Oh.
Or has time rewritten every line?
Woo. Oh, my word.
I know.
We had the chance to do it all again.
I mean,
Tell me, would we?
to me, that section is just full of like amazing Motown-esque bass playing, but it's totally Carol's vibe. It's a lot of roots and fifths. And like, there's one thing in particular that we should check out.
Every line.
Oh, my God.
That moment. Let's find that.
Time rewritten every line.
Yeah,
My
check
word.
that out, man. So we have... Yes, so it's this amazing execution of mostly like root 5 power chord stuff with a little bit of pentatonic thrown in. So she's here. Transitioning down.
God.
Yeah. And it's not like harmonically super dense, but it's those rhythms, right?
Dude, full stack bassist.
Full stack, baby.
It's taking the simplest things, which is like roots and fives, but doing it in a way that's in the pocket and is super confident.
Yeah.
And because she has like the understanding harmonic knowledge, she can really like just deliver it with this certain presence that just feels beautiful.
I know,
Carol
and it never gets in the way, too. Like on this like crooning Barbra Streisand song, right? She's never, all those moments seem to enhance, right? And that is a really hard line for a session musician to balance. That thing of like being supportive, but if you're too supportive, it's just maybe unimaginative and boring, right?
Yeah.
But it's a tightrope between supportive, but maybe it's boring, or creative. But if it gets too creative, you're a wanker.
Yeah, exactly. She's been like harmonically really neutral, so it's not getting in the way of anybody, but it's up high and it's rhythmically interesting. So it just sort of like,
I know.
I'm glad that we ended it on this, dude. I'm glad
Me
we
too.
ended on this.
Ah, Lisa.
Lisa, this is for you. Anyway, guys, it's been wild. Let us know down below. Who else do you want us to focus on? We love making these genius of videos. And as we mentioned before, we've just released a brand new free workshop this week that we would love for you to go and grab. Again, it's completely free. It's basslinecreationworkshop.com. It's a systematic approach to bassline creation, easy way to understand music theory because it's really hard. You know, when I was at school, I was like, I don't know, they were like teaching me a music theory in a wacky ass way that was not relatable at all. That isn't how we approach it. Hopefully we did it in a way that really is going to stick with you for a lifetime. So if you want to go grab that, basslinecreationworkshop.com, go get instant access to it right now. And after that, maybe we'll see you in another video. Take it easy. We'll see you in the shed. But side note.
Yeah. Hearts
Right.
and hits.
Oh, that's a cool line.
Which one?
That one you just played.
I don't think I was playing anything.
Do 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 do. Not that one?
No. Did you sing this?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
When it comes to like picking your self-esteem up off the floor, I'll help you. we can do it together. What's the URL, Ian? Can you remember? I certainly can't.
SBL Scott's sick ass workshop for bassists.com.